In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a 1v1 tournament bracket step by step. For this tutorial, we're going to be using the Brackets Ninja platform. In my opinion, it's by far the best bracket maker on the internet. It not only allows you to create the exact type of bracket that you want, but it's also very easy to set up and completely free. So the first thing I want you to do is to click the first link in the description of this video, which will take you to the Brackets Ninja website. Once you've clicked on the link, this is the page that you're going to see. From here, I want you to click on create a free bracket, and then you'll be taken to the backend of the Brackets Ninja platform. Now, the first screen that you're going to see here is where you can choose from a bunch of different types of brackets. In that case, we want to go for a custom option right here because we're going to be creating a 1v1 bracket. So go ahead, click on custom right here, and then go ahead and click on create a tournament. Then you'll be taken to this section, which is where you can start customizing your 1v1 bracket to your liking. Now, the first thing you want to do here is head over to the top left hand corner of the screen, which is where you will find the participants section. Click on that, and then you will see by default you're going to have 4 participants. In that case, we want to go ahead and delete 2 of them. That way we're going to have 2 participants in one matchup. In other words, we're going to have a 1v1 tournament bracket. Once you've done that, the next step is to provide as much information about each participant as you can. So go ahead and click on participant 1, for example, here, and then this field is going to open up. Here you can provide the name of the participant, the ranking, as well as an image, which is going to go on the left hand side of the name within their bracket here. Then you can also add the email address, website, a video URL, as well as a description if that's relevant. In my case, I'm only going to go ahead and change the names of the participants since I'm only making a tutorial video. Once you've provided as much information as you can about each of the participants, the next step is to start designing the bracket itself. So on the left hand side here, I want you to go to option number 3, which is look and feel. Click on that, and then you'll automatically be taken to the basics tab here, which is where you can customize the font, the layout, dimensions, as well as the skin of the bracket. In my case, I'm only going to customize the skin, and we're going to go from this white and gray to this green one down here because I think it looks pretty nice in my opinion. I'm going to leave everything else exactly the same. Then we're going to go to the advanced tab, which is more or less the color settings of the entire bracket. So this is where you can change the color of pretty much any element or feature on the bracket. So for example, let's just suppose that we don't want to have the names of our participants in white. We're going to go down to bracket here, then option number 2 will be participants, and then on the right hand side of participants you will see the color block. In our case it's white. Click on that, and then here you can change the color to whatever you want. In my case, I'm going to go for this yellowy orange right here, and as you can see, the color of the name has changed automatically, and basically exactly the same goes for all the other colors and elements. From here, if you scroll down a bit, you will find the background settings on the bottom. This is where you can make the background transparent, you can add an image for the background, and so forth. So just to show you as an example here, if you plan to embed this bracket on the website, then make sure to enable this. That way you're going to remove the background and it's going to look much nicer and cleaner. In my case, that's not relevant, so I'm going to go ahead and disable it. If you want to add your own image, go ahead and click here, and then go ahead and add an image. You can also change the image behavior from cover to contain an original as well. Alternatively, you can also take advantage of any of these background images right here that are provided by Brackets Ninja. If you don't want to use any of these, you can also take advantage of any of the background patterns on the bottom here. In my case, I think I'm going to go for this one because it looks a little bit nicer than the one that I had before. Once you're done with customizing the background settings as well as the colors of each element, you want to go over to the custom tab right here on the top, and then this is the place where you're likely going to spend the large majority of your time because you can customize every element that is as part of your bracket to your exact specification. So for example, if you go to match location right here, which is not even an element that we have as part of our bracket at the moment, we can change the background, the typography, spacing, borders, shadow, and the size of that specific element. So yeah, as you can see, there's a ton of different customizations you can take advantage of to really create the exact type of 1v1 tournament bracket that you want. Once you're done with customizing the overall design of the bracket, what you want to do is go to the settings view right here, which is option number 4 on the left hand side of the screen, and then this is where you can change the bracket type. In our case, we don't want to touch that because we want to set it to custom. That way we can have a 1v1 tournament bracket. However, what you can change is the main title of the bracket. In our case, it's my bracket tournament by default, so set this to whatever you want. You can also add a banner image here, a description, as well as the rules and terms of the tournament. And if we just go down a bit from here, you will find the features section. This is where you can add additional features to the bracket itself. So for example, if the tournament has a prize pool, you can enable option number 2 here, which is for prizes. So simply enable this button, and then you'll see a prizes tab right here. In my case, I'm going to go ahead and disable this because it's not relevant for me. And by the way, if you don't know what any of these features do, you will find this information icon right next to each feature, which is going to give you a brief overview of what each of these features do. Then if you go down a bit more from here, you will find the visibility section. This is where you can show and hide very specific elements that are in your bracket. So for example, in our case, if if you want to hide the title of the tournament bracket, we can simply disable this box right here, and then the title will be removed. But yeah, as you can see, there's a ton of different customizations that you can take advantage of to create the exact type of 1v1 tournament bracket that you want. Once you're done with customizing everything and your bracket is ready to go ahead and click on save changes in the top right corner of the screen right here, and then you'll be prompted to this screen, which is where we need to sign up for the Brackets Ninja website. Now you have a few different options to choose from here. You can either sign up with your Google account, GitHub or Webflow, or you can take the traditional route and provide your email address right here, full name and password, and then click on sign up. In my case, I'm going to sign in with Google, and once you're signed up, you'll be told to check your inbox, follow the steps on there, and then you'll automatically be taken to this page, which is where we need to assign your 1v1 tournament bracket to a project. So go ahead here and click on select, and then click on new project. In my particular case, I have a project already, so I'm going to go with my first option right here, which is my first project, and then click on save changes. Once you've done that, your 1v1 tournament bracket will be all ready to go. So from here, you can either copy code and embed the tournament bracket on your website, or you can copy this link and share it with your community. In my particular case, I'm going to minimize this for now, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on start tournament right here. Before you begin the tournament though, you need to read through this information here that is going to tell you what you can and can't change once the tournament begins. So give this a read and then click on start tournament in the bottom right corner right here. Once you've done that, your tournament bracket is all ready to go. Now in my particular cases, I'm going to be the one that's going to manually update the tournament bracket. What I need to do is go to the matches section right here, which is option number 2 on the left hand side of the screen, and then since I only have one match, I'm going to click here to expand it, and then let's just suppose that we have a winner in this particular tournament, and let's just suppose that we want it to be Frank Terry. All you have to do here is simply tick this box here, and then Frank Terry will be highlighted, and then we just need to provide the score, so 5-2 as an example. At the bottom here, you can also add the date, time, location / venue, as well as a game overview if that's relevant. In my case, I'm going to keep this as it is, and then once you've made the changes, don't forget to go ahead and click on save changes in the top right corner of the screen right here. Now, while the large majority of features and functionalities the Brackets Ninja offer are completely free, there are some that require a paid plan. So I want to quickly run you through the paid plans and show you what they have to offer. So go ahead and click on free right here from your dashboard in the top left corner of the screen, and then you automatically be taken to the plans page. This is what the plans page looks like, and here are all the available plans. By default, you'll be assigned to the free plan, which offers up to 300 monthly page views. It does not allow for votes or predictions. It allows you to create up to one bracket for up to 8 teams or players per bracket. So naturally, if you want your community to be able to vote for the winner of the bracket as an example, then you have to go at least for the basic plan right here, which offers unlimited monthly page views, up to 500 votes, up to 30 predictions, up to 10 brackets for up to 32 teams or players per bracket. And then of course you also have the pro plan right here, as well as the business plan, which are a bit more comprehensive. And of course that's not all that's different between the free plan and the paid plans. If you go down here a little bit, you can compare all the plans and the features and functionalities within each one head to head. And by the way, if you plan to use the Brackets Ninja platform throughout the year, I would definitely recommend you to subscribe to any of the plans on an annual basis, because you get to save up to 48%, which is a very big saving. And that's about it. That's how to make a 1v1 tournament bracket. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments below, and I'll do my best to help you out.